Hi, my name is David Sun. I'm a senior at Harvard College. I study applied math as my concentration, and I got a minor in computer science. I guess the first computer that I owned was a Dell laptop. It was an E1405 14-inch laptop. It had a Core Duo, not a Core 2 Duo, but a Core Duo 1.6 gigahertz processor. Upgraded the RAM on that to like 2 gigs. That was a big deal back in 2007, 2008. Ended up selling that and got I had a Gateway laptop for a while. Really good performance, but I sold that laptop, which I also eventually sold, and I sold that at the end of the school year. Dude, I'm not done yet. I mean, I use Word a lot. You know, sometimes when I'm typing on mathematical papers, I like to use LaTeX instead. But for the most part, for my papers, I do use Word. I try to use Equation Editor every now and then for some of my mathematical papers. I actually do some work for Harvard Yearbook, so I know a little bit about, you know, layout and publishing standards. So, you know, for instance, on one of my papers, I did do a sort of a 2-column format. I really enjoy using the header labels for each of the different parts of the text, so that I can dynamically change the fonts whenever I want, and I don't have to change all the header fonts. You know, all that is sort of done automatically for me. You know, coming from LaTeX, I really do like things to be nicely typeset. So, you know, the 2 columns sort of justified text is something that I really enjoy about using Word. I use Excel a lot for, you know, sort of just data representation. For instance, I'm going to be moving to the Midwest in a few months from now, actually, and I wanted to check out where I should live. And maybe I'm a little neurotic, but I really think crime rates are an important factor to look into when I'm deciding where to live. So, you know, I pulled some data, 2008, you know, government data on various crime statistics, dumped it all in Excel. Of course, you know, I wasn't interested in, you know, the hundreds of thousands of cities that are in the United States, even though all the data was there. I just wanted to look at just a few rows and compare them to some other cities that I was familiar with, you know, Cambridge, Boston, New York, for instance. So rather than having to cut, copy, and paste all those specific rows and that information that I wanted, I just made a pivot table, applied some filters, and was able to really quickly get a bar graph representation comparison of the crime rates in a lot of different cities that I was looking to possibly live in. I mean, I use PowerPoint as well whenever we need to do a presentation. We do a lot of those here at Harvard. It's sort of what they train us to do. A friend of mine told me a joke that, you know, at MIT, people get taught how to program, but at at Harvard, even if you're a CS major, you get taught how to do presentations, which isn't entirely true, but it's half true. A lot of reasons. One, it was free. I really liked trying out new software. And then there was sort of more important reasons, like the lack of a ribbon in OneNote and in Outlook. I mean, I don't use Outlook, but the times that I do open it, for whatever reason, you know, it just didn't really feel unified, that everything else had these nice ribbons and Outlook didn't. I guess another aesthetic reason that I upgraded was, you know, Office 2007 came with that sort of blue background, and it wasn't really transparent in the arrow sense. But in 2010, you know, you have that nice, clean-looking white background that's transparent at the top. Okay, so I really like the ribbon in OneNote. It makes everything really easy to find. I think there's probably a few things in PowerPoint that have made things easier to use. One of the things I used Outlook for was to export a bunch of emails to text. And that was really cool because I was doing this project on spam filtering using Python. And I needed to parse a bunch of emails in a text format. So I'm not sure if that sort of feature was in Outlook 07, but it was really useful for me. Also, on the back end of Outlook, I noticed that it was much more stable than 07. I know 07 sort of had a lot of issues with loading, you know, large emails, and it was still a bit slow this time with Outlook 2010, but there seemed to have been an improvement on the back end. So yeah, sparklines are now present are now a feature in Excel, and as we learned from our design of usable interactive systems class, sparklines are a really easy way to demonstrate the changes in data in situations where you don't need to know the exact numbers, just how a trend has changed over time. That's a cool feature. If I were going to continue to be a college student next year, that I would take advantage of the student discount and upgrade. But because I'm going to be working in an enterprise environment, I'm probably going to be using the software that they provide me on my work issued laptop.